Hey guys, how's it going? Ricky here, along with Brandon Swanson from Most Valuable Podcast and the Primetime Podcast. And we're doing a kind of joint video today. What we're going to be doing each week in college football, myself and Brandon are going to pick the top 5. Well, in this case, the top 6, because Brandon wanted me to throw a surprise one in there, one that I wouldn't have picked, but it's because he likes his Sun Devils this year. So we're going to do our top 6 games, pick the winners, ask you guys your opinions as well. And we'll start with that first one. Arizona State, Texas A&M. Why did you want this one on here?
Well, I think because I want to see what this Texas A&M defense is going to do. They bring in a new guy.
What this entire team's going to do.
No, but I'm just saying, can they stop the Sun Devil team? Mm-hmm. I think that this Texas A&M actually may be an interesting team this year. I mean,
they can do well.
Yeah, if they could do well, but any team will be interested if they can fucking do well, Ricky. Come on.
I don't know about you. In this one, I'm picking the Sun Devils all day, every day, even on the road.
I'm picking the Sun Devils. I'm picking the Sun Devils as well, but I picked this game because I think that it could be interesting. I don't think the Sun Devils blow them out. Ricky's completely against me. You guys may be too.
Blow them out.
But here's the thing.
ASU all day, every day, party school 101.
Yeah, but that's
party school. That's a joke. They're a party school.
It's actually not a joke. They are completely a party school. And great for them. Maybe they're better because of it. But I think that, I don't know, I think this Texas A&M team may not be as bad or as hidden as people may have thought. But
they have yet to find the answer since Johnny Football.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've yet to find that answer, and I don't think they're going to have it this year.
I'm just saying, maybe not necessarily even week 1, but I'm interested to see how they are. That's a game that I'm looking at. And if they do well at all, I'm going to fuck Ricky up so bad it's not even going to be funny.
You know what matchup I'm really excited about or interested about, and it's a Thursday nighter? Number 2 TCU on the road at Minnesota.
Oh, that's such a terrible game. Okay, wait, TCU's going to win it easily. Why?
TCU may win, but Minnesota they're an interesting Big Ten team because they've been on the rise in the Big Ten. This could be the game where it's like, okay, Golden Gophers, are you going to make that jump into the elite top tier teams in the Big 12?
They're not
Big 12, Big 10.
They're not even close to being a top 10 team in the Big 10. Minnesota is not a team that you think of when you think Big 10.
They're going to finish in the bottom 4, you're saying?
No, because the Big 10's pretty nasty when you get down there. But the thing is, though, is that when you play TCU, the number 2 team and possibly the number 1,
it's going to be interesting.
There's nothing interesting about it. I'm like what Ricky was with my first game. TCU wins that one handily with their eyes closed.
What about Virginia? I don't know if I made my pick for the last one. I'm going TCU as well. What about Virginia at UCLA? This is the big one because this is the first time we're going to see life without Brett Hundley.
Virginia, UCLA. Here's the thing. Virginia, wasn't their head coach one of the hot seat guys?
One of our hot seat coaches.
This is a big game for Virginia. I mean, how can you play against a good number 13 UCLA? I mean, I'm interested to see, but I'm also interested to see how UCLA is able to overcome the not the deficiency, but the lack of a solid stud at quarterback.
And I think the kid's name is Rosen, who's probably going to be the quarterback. If Rosen plays, I'm picking UCLA in this game. I don't think Virginia's that good. Their coach is on the hot seat. I don't think they can upset them. But I will have an upset this week, don't worry.
UCLA, they're a good team. I think even without Hundley, I mean, they're going to be good. Take a look at the rest of the team. They're fine.
How about the next one we got going on here? Louisville, without Teddy Bridgewater, and then you got Auburn. The Gus Malzahn, Will Muschamp Auburn Tigers.
It's a good 1-2 punches with the coaches. I love it. But Auburn, I'm really high on any team SEC.
You just love the SEC as a whole.
The SEC as a whole is great. So I love this matchup. Auburn at number 6, they still even at number 6 they still have things to prove. They have plenty to prove. I think that this week's going to be a good kind of first test almost against Louisville.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm throwing the upset alert on this one.
I knew that this would be the game.
With Louisville, I'm not going to pick Louisville. I'm just saying upset alert because
your phone will go off, but nothing will happen.
Here's the thing, and I read an article today on ESPN where they're talking about the biggest surprises, like what's going to be the biggest surprise this season. And the one thing they talked about, who knew that RG3 was going to win the Heisman at the beginning of the season when he did? Who knew that TCU was going to come out of nowhere when they did? Who knew that Auburn was going to come out of nowhere, and I think it was 2011 when they did? When they came out again, and who thought Famous Jameis would beat them in the national title game? There's always that one big surprise. Could Louisville be that surprise? It's got to start somewhere. It's got to start here. However, it's hard for me not to pick the Tigers. It's hard not to pick them Tigers, War Eagle. It's kind of hard.
The Auburn Tigers, good team. They were good last year. Louisville, also another good team. They were good last year, but I think that in this one you go Auburn, but it'll be a close game.
How about Wisconsin, Alabama?
This is really a tough one because this
Roll Tide all day, every day.
This is two teams
at Jerry World. Roll Tide.
And I was asking Ricky earlier. I think I said it on the podcast.
Roll Tide.
If
that's all I'm gonna say is Roll Tide for the rest of the podcast. Roll Tide.
Well, that's gonna be really annoying, and I'm probably gonna get up and leave. But
hey, Ricky, how you doing today? Roll Tide.
I asked Ricky on our podcast that we had if they were going to have the cage dancers at Jerry World, because that would probably be a big impact player in the game.
NFL games, right?
Maybe, but I mean you're drawing in college people, and
the big thing with Wisconsin and Nebraska and the Big Ten have the same exact problems this year. One, how are you going to transition with your new coach, Paul Christ, for the Badgers? Two, how are you going to transition post-life after your running back goes to the NFL? Melvin Gordon's in San Diego right now. So, I mean, I can't... they're a good team. I like Joel Stavi a lot. However, Alabama's Alabama. And Alabama, I believe, hasn't lost an opening game since 2001. Doesn't bode well for the Badgers.
Alabama's a very good team, and I think that we're going to see Alabama get a win with none other than Jake Coker at the head.
Last one, Monday night, number 1, Ohio State against Virginia Tech.
See, this has been back and forth so much.
Suspensions for OSU. Who's going to play quarterback for them? They're probably going to play both of them. Broxton Miller, how is he going to do as a wide receiver? Ezekiel Elliott, can he be as good as he was in the college football playoff? Questions galore for the Buckeyes. I love how everyone's like, well, this is going to be the hardest year for them to repeat. Yeah, because nobody expected them to win it last year. And even though they're defending champions, no one's expecting them to win it this year either. You know what I'm saying?
Plenty of people high on Virginia Tech this season.
I love me some Hokies.
And there are plenty of people high on Virginia Tech in this football game.
They beat them last year.
And I think that this year Ohio State's even in a worse spot than what they were last year.
Are you picking the Hokies?
Right now, no, there's no pick set yet.
Are you picking the Hokies? Make your pick. I want to know your pick.
But taking it, well, Ricky, since you've been talking for half this thing, I haven't been able to say everything I wanted to. So Ohio State, though, I'm interested. I think that Cardale Jones is going to end up being the main guy there.
He's going to be the main squeeze
in this game. Definitely for this game. I think that they come out with him. I'm really interested to see how Miller is at the wide receiver position. As Ricky said, I think that he's going to be a little tentative, not tentative, but a little hesitant. I think to go for some passes maybe over the middle and stuff like that. But Barrett's also going to get his time. I think in the end, Ohio State, with all of their problems, everything going wrong for them right now with suspensions, with not knowing exactly who they're going to have at quarterback, all this stuff, will still get the win.
You ready for it? Virginia Tech wins. Mic drop. So what's going on? Virginia, this is my big upset week 1. To end week 1, Virginia Tech with the win.
Yeah.
Yet again,
Ricky's upset,
over the Buckeyes.
Ricky's upset alert was earlier. Yeah. This is the real upset.
This is the real upset. I mean, Virginia Tech, all these suspensions. Joey Bosa's not going to be playing in this one. I feel like starting both quarterbacks is going to hinder the Buckeyes. Broxton Miller's going to take one hit as a wide receiver and go, Coach, I want to play quarterback. I don't like this getting hit stuff. It just doesn't bode well for me. Oh, and by the way, Ohio State's number 1 receiver is out. That's going to not bode well in week 1. Can they overcome it later in the season? Yeah, but week 1 it's going to be a problem. At Virginia Tech, I'm giving the upset to the Hokies on their home turf. Hokies all the way in this one.
How about this? The good teams find a way to win. Ohio State is a darn good team. They'll find a way to win. And you know what? In the end, all those things you just said, that's as a head coach, don't give me those damn excuses. Go out there and win the frickin' football game.
This is where we turn it to you guys, though. Tell us down below in the comment section, who do you think will win these games? What we are going to do, me and Brandon, just like you see on NFL Countdown on ESPN, we're going to count up all our rights and wrongs. And at the end of the year, we're going to see who does better. Well, it's going to be me. Who does better in the pick'em here for college football. Cannot wait for week 1. It's almost here. Like I said, tell us down below who you think is going to win these games in the comment section. You can check me out on Twitter at Ricky Widmer. Brandon's at young_swan19. Most Valuable Podcast is at Most Valuable Pod. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and as always, have a good day, everybody.
Hey guys, like the video? Then hit that subscribe button. But if you liked it even more, you should check out our Patreon page. We have a lot of different rewards and goals for those of you who would love to support us. So make sure to click that link down in the description to check out those pretty kick-ass rewards.